and welcome to the Blackwater family hunts for the family crest of another family from a faraway land.
Yeah.
D, you are currently on the deck of the Red Prince with your father, who is just so drunk, kind of in the cabin. You and Milo have just talked to a number of nearly godlike entities. Depending on your perspective, they may be godlike. They may be nearly godlike. But as Milo says his farewells, hops on the back of Bullet, and is gone, living up to the name, you are left with a heading roughly that direction.
Southwest?
North? South?
Yeah.
East? What? Yeah.
Southwest.
Yep, that's the one. So you have a heading roughly to the southwest, and as you kind of take to the helm of the prince, Lucy steps out behind you. You ever steer this thing before?
Nope.
All right. Hands at 10 and 2.
Yeah, I'll listen to her because she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So
She kind of corrects your grip a little bit. She'll point out like the little notched thing on the top. I don't know my nautical terms. It's okay. I'm in Devon's pirate campaign. I haven't learned any terminology.
that's okay.
And even if I did, I would forget it. So she'll show you kind of where my Sea of Thieves is kicking in. She'll show you where everything will kind of kick when the rudder's like perfectly aligned, so you're going straight. And she'll show you kind of the compass and the general idea of where you guys want to go. And as you spin the wheel around on this perfectly calm Dead Sea, Lucy's expecting you to sit still, but instead, the whole ship just coasts very elegantly around and points toward, yet again, that large purple and black storm cloud that you guys are just kind of floating in the middle of. And as you unfurl the sails, you just carry straight on through. It seems like couple of these deities maybe have your back for the moment, so they want to make sure that you get out of this place completely unharmed.
Perfect.
As those clouds fold to the side, you sail back out onto open water, and once again, you have the rocking of the deep ocean. You know that you're about 3 days out from where you're headed, which is plenty of time for Lucy to show you the literal ropes of the ship.
Perfect. I'm gonna ask Lucy, does this thing have like cruise control?
Kinda, and you can see there's like a little tiny piece of rope that goes from like the front banister to the top of the wheel. You just kind of hook it there and then make sure that the sea's not too choppy.
Okay. How is the weather looking, even off into the distance?
So far, pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some clouds, but nothing. It's not like so calm that it's alarming, but it's also, you're not in like perfect storm.
And the winds are on our tail, right?
Currently, yeah. Currently, the winds are right at your back, which means you've got a nice tailwind.
Perfect. Then yeah, I'm gonna kind of like, I'll notch it real quick, and I'm gonna make my way to the front, and I'm gonna keep an eye out for Doubloon, because he's supposed to be making his way back this way. I don't want him to get lost with my two other friends.
Yes. So go ahead and no, you know what? What's your passive's pretty good, right? It's like 15.
My
right?
passive is 15.
Okay. As you're kind of sailing along on Moonlight Bay, where's Wave at? On the back?
It'd be in my hand currently because we just got done talking with like Tide Caller and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd have it in my hand.
Okay. I will let you know right now. Not Tide Caller. Wave being in your hand is not as heavy as it was, but you don't feel any supernatural abilities coming from it.
Okay.
But it seems to be okay with you right now.
It's like it's in the neutral territory.
Yeah, it's feeling meh.
Meh.
Meh. It's like, I'm going to allow you to wield me as a fork.
As just a very sharp object.
Yes.
Got it.
As you kind of just sort of grip the wheel and start sailing about. Do you have anybody out on the deck of the ship?
Oh, it'd be literally everybody.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's just kind of chilling.
Cups would probably be center mast, just high up, keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Mute probably just he'd probably be the one to poke the, I can't remember what the Blastoise name is, but he'd be there kind of just
put
like, you're huge.
Yeah, and the Blastoise just one eye open, and it's like, we don't have to do this. You remember last time? And it's like, hey.
Dude's got like a 9 intelligence. He's not the brightest,
Yeah.
but that's okay. That's my special boy. Yeah, it'd be kind of just everybody's out. Just meandering about. I would Biohazard's probably below deck and just being weird down there by himself.
Yeah, he's just underneath you. Just hear.
Gross.
And you're like, what is he doing?
Poisoning all the alcohol.
Yep. He's like, I'm making grog. Oh no. Okay. I'll say a couple of hours into sailing.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some squawking. You turn back. You see like 15 Wingles just flying out to sea. And one of them has, in a little satchel, just kind of, but it's like leaning. So he's flying like this. Like one wing kind of corked up, and the other Wingles are kind of like generating some nice tailwinds to keep him aloft. As Doubloon is flying on approach with 14 new friends.
Let's go.
He's like, I hitched a ride with some seabirds. Whee!
Yeah, I'll kind of get to the a high point to where I can kind of like catch and like receive him.
Yes. So if memory serves, he has Cooper and Neek, and then also some deliveries for you.
Yeah, whatever would be.
Because the number I have written down here is 11. So you have 11 Blackwater balls, which means Doubloon really needed some assistance
Yes,
flying.
100%.
As he gets closer, you're like, oh, he's got a little bag. Oh, he's a big bag. Oh, it's like a duffel bag. Oh no! As he's flying, you can see a couple of the other Wingles occasionally like grab on and lift it up for a second, and they're like, how are you doing this? And they just kind of drop it down. But as he alights upon the deck, he goes, squawk! And they all just head off back towards shore.
Sweet.
He made some pals.
Heck yeah.
You have 11 Blackwater balls, and they all have a star next to them because they are made by Helen with the assistance of Neek.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna give I'll give Doubloon a little wing 5. Be like, good job, buddy. I'll look towards Neek and be like, so how was it, buddy?
It was pretty enlightening. It was really hot in there, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
After about 5 minutes, I was
just all sweat.
I was pure sweat. I was made of sweat. There was not a lot of me left.
What?
But it was really fascinating to just watch them all work.
Cool. So I take it everything went very well?
Yep, Cooper behaved
Good.
for the most part. A couple of the Magmars were getting a little sick of him, so I may have put him in the ball for a while.
That's fine. That's why I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. But is Cooper, I'm assuming Cooper's back in his ball because he probably would have been.
And the ball's just...
I'll tap it.
Whoa!
He just starts sliding on the deck.
Yeah. I'll let him do his thing. So Neek buddy, I have one more project from you, but I want you to take a day or two, get some rest, relaxation. Dad's in the little captain's quarters. Feel free to go in there. Just make sure you stay quiet, because he's sleeping.
Okay.
Or you can find somewhere else. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll just find like a barrel or something.
Whatever works best for you, buddy. And I'll let him kind of go off and do his thing, and I'll unfurl the package.
All right.
Kind of just get stock of anything. Just check, see if there's a letter from her or anything, or if it's just the...
She is all business.
Fair enough.
She's like, here, here's your stuff.
Okay, so 11 Blackwater balls.
11 Blackwater balls, yes sir.
Okay.
They are 95% base catch chance if the target is a water type. Otherwise, they function like a great ball. It's like 80, 85.
Okay.
But they are really, really good at water types. And they do have your functionality. If you catch them, they do get an ability score improvement.
Perfect. I'm gonna look over, or I'll kind of gather everything and kind of just take stock of it. I'll walk over to Lucy and hand them over to her.
Okay.
Whenever we get back to port, feel free to use a couple for yourselves and pass out to strongest among the rest of the crew, I guess would be a good term for them.
All right.
Use at your discretion, and I'll kind of give her a rundown of what they can do and what their capabilities are. Make strong.
Throw it, fish, make strong. Strong fish,
Strong
good fish.
So, but yeah, I'll give her the, I guess, world comparison as to what they would kind of do.
Sure. That seems reasonable. Dee's smart enough to be like, yeah, this is how it will work, I promise. And she's like, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And then if she was to, like, for instance, and then Dee could explain that it wouldn't work if she tried to recatch her team, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
It would not work in that circumstance.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll run that by her. And then I'm going to, I think I'll take the rest of the day as long as weather is kind of fair. Mm-hmm. And I'll set up some like sacks of like grain or flour or whatever, and stack them on top of some barrels. And I'm gonna kind of just practice with the trident from a range kind of deal.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to use honage in my offhand and try to see if I can figure out a way to
dual wielder.
Dual wield, yes.
Okay. Let's do a thing. I'm trying to think of what like an attack skill check would be. Let's do athletics. Not the strongest, but
Damn it, Drew.
but let's see if you can. Maybe we can improve upon it.
Okay. 8.
8? Okay. You take some time. You've got Honage, who, to be perfectly frank, swings itself.
Yeah.
And kind of follows through with you, and seems to have just an innate idea of what you want to do. And then you have Wave, the most temperamental fork you've ever laid eyes on. Mm-hmm. And you've got a chain strapped to it, and it's not so much that Wave is misbehaving as it is the chain is quite heavy.
Yeah.
As you're like, yeah, cling, 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 cling.
Yeah.
Pulling the chain back and throwing Wave a couple times.
I will use you to eat salads.
Yeah, it's just an unfamiliar thing for now.
Yeah.
It's day one.
Oh, for sure.
Day one of wielding 2 weapons.
But yeah, I'll kind of just, I'll use that time just to kind of get a workout for D, as he's not used to, he's used to workouts of the mind rather than of the body.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's fair.
He'll spend that time doing that. Maybe help having a mutant powder keg assist him.
Yeah.
The strong boys.
Powder Keg just kind of sits on the ship and the whole thing goes. It just sails at an angle. And then he looks at the mast.
If you feel like it's gonna break, don't do it. Sorry, buddy.
And then he sits back down and the whole ship goes again, and he just lays flat and the ship levels out.
There we go.
And he's just trailing his hands in the water on the side.
Damn, he's that. Yeah, that would make sense.
He's a big monkey.
He's a big monk.
He's like, it's 60% arms.
That's a lot of arm.
There's so much arm.
But during it, I want to work on something with doubloon.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I'll let him rest for today because
Okay.
he literally carried.
He carried the team on his back.
Literally. So I'll pick that up tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll let him be. But yeah, I'll just spend the time doing that, and then seeing if Lucy would like to whenever we need to correct course, I'll have her help me kind of become proficient with using the ship by myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, she will walk you through the steps And there's make an insight check. Let's just see how we're intuiting.
That's the second 9 in a row.
Wow.
For a 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
Okay. She's not at all reluctant to help you. She's like, yeah, the more people that know how to steer this thing, the better.
Yeah.
But just kind of has you keep an eye on it, and on occasion she'll be like, okay, tie it off. And then as you kind of walk away to do some sets, she'll just casually like kick the rope and like give the wheel a nudge so that everything jostles, and then you're like, no.
What an ass.
Just to keep you on your toes, because
Fair enough.
better to practice when it's a practical joke. It's just a social experiment. It's just a social experiment, bro.
But I'm gonna use or I'll see if Lucy, in between my times of training, would be able to have Biohazard, Bane, and Cooper. Using them as like the rigging crew and stuff like that.
Bane takes to it very quickly. He's like,
Boy.
just like making snares back home, back in the sunny
sticks.
swamps,
Schwamps.
making the swamps.
But yeah, I'll have them act as like my. I mean, Cooper probably won't be any help whatsoever, but he's got to be good at
You
something.
beat me to the punch because he doesn't have any hands.
Yeah.
He probably just gets tangled with his little antlers and is like, and is just
he's got a
leaning with
mouth.
all his might, like trying to pull a rope, and the Bane just goes, here.
There you go.
But he's strong and he's got sticky hands, so he can just he ties things off real nice.
But yeah, I'm gonna have Bane then, since it seems like he's taking to this a lot more easier than most. He's going to be my lead deckhand.
Okay.
So he'll be the one to kind of run around, make sure everything's tied up, all the sails kind of are able to come down.
Yeah,
The whole shebang.
He's loving that job. Biohazard is great at producing just tar and sticky ooze to make sure that things stay in place. He can kind of like grease the sails and stuff, make sure nothing catches fire or tears in strong wind.
We have cannons on the ship, right? No, not on this one?
No.
I thought there were.
No, not anymore. The Red Prince, back in the day, absolutely.
Okay.
Had 2 full suites of cannons, but now it's more of the historic vehicle. It can sail.
Yeah.
It's not really built for combat anymore.
So it looks like that there are like the portholes that would flap up for cannons.
Oh, absolutely. 2 decks of them, in fact, but mostly to save weight because it just sits dry docked.
Okay.
They took the cannons out.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is sad, but
Noted.
that's where we're at.
Okay. Then I will do that. I'm gonna have just everybody kind of just an all hands on deck become familiar with the ins and out of this thing.
Okay.
Mute will act as, of course, first mate to me, kind of issuing commands out to everybody and just making sure everyone's kind of on the up and up with everything.
Very good.
But yeah, that'll be the first day, I guess.
Yeah. First day and first night. Pass without issue. It's good. You've got a nice, well, maybe not so nice these days, but you've got a 3/4 moon shining down on the sea.
Perfect.
Although to be fair, that it's 3/4 going away. We're headed to new moon status, but still, the moon's lost a lot of its majesty, knowing that it's probably gonna hatch in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's a
Kind of makes it a little less majestic when it's an egg.
Yeah.
An egg.
But with the moon changing, I haven't noticed anything different with the oceans, knowing that like the moon is like the reason for like the tides and stuff like that.
Give me a nature check. How are those waves? Oh no! Okay. Not so far, no.
No? Okay.
No, the ocean tonight especially is very calm.
Okay.
But you also seem to still have a little bit of supernatural assistance, where there is a very localized wind kind of hitting your sails and pushing you forward, and the waves around the Red Prince seem to just kind of calm. So you're kind of just coasting through, but that effect does seem to be kind of fading. But you're like, well, it's helpful. So I don't think it's the egg.
Okay.
It's a big egg in the sky.
Big egg.
Causing problems.
Perfect. So this would be day 2, right?
This be day 2.
All right. I'll give everybody a nice hearty breakfast and kind of have everybody eat up, prep for the day. And then I'm going to grab doubloon. And I'm trying to figure out a best way to describe this to a bird.
Doubloon.
All right, buddy. So you're very good with water and kind of like ingesting that water and using it to project a very strong distance with some force. Let's try to see how much you can bring into your beak to swell it up. And I want to see if you can make it kind of fall into a line and have him kind of do like a kind of like an airplane, you know, when they kind of hit things on the ground.
Oh, like a bombing run?
Yeah, I want to see if he can attempt a bombing run, but with just all this water.
Okay. No,
I'm trying to teach him something.
No, I like this idea.
Something weird.
Okay. Doubloon, give me a Constitution check.
Okay.
Or a saving throw. I think the bonuses are the same. Doesn't really matter.
They are the same. Natural 20. Oh, baby!
Doubloon, you're like, you want me to distend my beak? And he just guzzles up a bunch of ocean water and just flies across the side of the ship, and just these big gobs of water just kind of splash into the ocean.
Let's go!
And he gives you this look of like, is that what you wanted?
Nailed it.
He'll come back just...
That worked out so much better than I thought it would.
Really? It really did. It truly did. He's just like, all right.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
Dude, BEA beautiful. And I'm going to have him just kind of work on those runs throughout the most of the day, just until he kind of wears himself out. We're in critical time to where need to push ourselves a little bit further. So I'll have him continue to kind of do those runs. And if he needs extra help, I'll have Star kind of produce some water to be able to swell it up and just to kind of see where his limits are.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But
I'll say with that role, he carries on for about 3 hours of just like, okay, it just kind of gets into the motion, and he's like, okay, I understand. I dive down and get the water, and then I dive down and I get the water, and Star's just watching like, he's doing a great job.
doing great.
He's doing good.
All right, cool.
Doing good, kid.
Perfect. I'll let him continue that. I'm going to work with now. God, that was supposed to take most of my day. I'm gonna go to Neek.
Okay.
And I'll be like, all right, buddy, how you feeling? You rested up? You feeling better?
I'm ready.
You're not all sweat anymore?
Now I'm all ocean water.
That's good. How's that feel? Feel okay?
I feel very salty.
He's got a high pH level.
He's got a high pH level. All right. Do you have any leftover scrap, or did you use it all?
Well, Doubloon couldn't really.
Fair. Dumb
Carry
question.
it.
Yep.
We tried.
Okay. Let's go. Follow me. Let's go below deck real quick.
All right.
I'm going to go down there to see if there's any like leftover like metal rods, things like that, like any sort of like just basic scraps.
Oh, you know what? This is a fair point. This might be the first time you've gone like down below decks.
Yep.
Well, there may not be cannons down here. The midship is not super stocked with anything other than like essentials. There's food, and like extra ropes and some like glue, tape, whatever you need to maintain the ship. All of that stuff is here. But if you were to go a floor below, it is a full-on like soaked up to your ankles, but a workshop for privateer gear.
We hit the jackpot, buddy.
Yeah, there's a Specifically, there's a bench where they are sort of modifying and producing guns and rifles. And there's a workstation for creating the kind of alchemical dart concoctions that have been used to terrifying effect in this game.
Perfect. All right, Neek, let's grab some of the scrap metal. Here's what I want to do. And I'll lay out kind of like, they probably have like some scrap like paper and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And I'll pull out, I'll get out of my kit, I'll pull out like a pencil and I will begin drawing what looks to be like a metal rod. And then on the end of it is a symbol, and it has this very like calligraphied B that kind of sits there, and then in the front of it, I guess if you could put it in the front, looks to be like a W, but the W looks like a trident, like a fork.
Yeah.
And I'm essentially making a brand.
Building your brand.
I have a plan with this. So
okay.
I'm gonna have him start kind of workshopping that.
Okay.
And putting everything together.
Full on. I thought you were gonna go. I want to have him make a rod, and on the top is a button, and then it's immovable.
No.
I was like, I love where your head's at, but no.
But no.
Okay, give me a sketch check. You can use your intelligence if you would prefer, because there's not really like a. You don't have to put a rush job on it to use your dex.
Okay, would I have would I have expertise in this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so it's the same thing as using your tools.
Oh, okay.
It's just the diagramming portion of it.
30?
30? Okay, so as we know, this DC determines like the DC of the crafting check. So because you got a 30, it takes you a little while to like get it really perfect, but you do a great job. You're like, Neek, this is what I'm looking for. It needs to be exactly these dimensions, and I would love the calligraphy to be just so. And the W must look like a fork. And Neek's picking it up. He's
Perfect.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, if you can have this done by the time we get back into port, would be great. It's like 5 days, roughly. Maybe 6.
Okay. We'll get cracking.
Yeah, if you need help, use Biohazard for any goo, Bane, Coop. You can't really use Cooper, but do your best if you need to.
I don't think Cooper could bend metal.
Powder Keg kid. So if you need metal bent, grab Powder Keg.
I don't think I could get him down here. I'll bring it to him.
Bring it to him. There you go, buddy.
Powder Keg just. What?
It just rips a hole in the hole.
Oh no! It's called a hole for a reason.
Oh my god.
It's got holes in the hole.
All right, buddy. I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
I'm assuming there'd be like oiled lanterns and stuff down here for him.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that everything's lit for him.
It's so the middle of the ship has like lanterns up. Down here, there's like a generator. There's lights.
Really?
To put this in perspective, this looks like a weapons lab that like a police raid would be held on.
Sick.
It's just in the bottom of a ship.
Yeah.
They took away the cannons so that nobody would suspect that they were building guns.
Oh, interesting.
Somebody's got to arm the privateers, but yeah, right now, the people that are on the ship are meant to run up above, and your dad's like, you're going to poke around anyway. I don't care. He's like,
Yeah.
I know you know how to handle that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
I mean, I told him I was going to raid Team Rocket bases with a child of Team Rocket, so.
A child.
So, okay, I'll leave him to his devices, literally.
Yes.
If Neek, I'll leave this to you. If Neek would poke around with the guns just to see what they were, to familiarize himself with it, I'd allow it.
You come down there. Ready for anything.
He's just fucking Rambo.
You go down there, he's evolved. He's got tar on his eyes.
He's got the little head leaf.
Instead of the rod, he builds a machete. There's tripwires on the bottom floor.
He bunkered himself in here.
Bug down there, Neek. Oh no! I can see it.
That's canon now?
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
It will be in 3 days.
All right. Last.
Okay.
Or not last thing, but I'm gonna go grab Fang.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend this would probably take the longest time.
Okay.
I am going to train him to kind of basically how like a police dog would work. At my heels, where I move, he could literally probably maneuver between my legs, sort of deal.
Okay.
without me missing a step, he kind of could follow in between.
Okay.
Literally just take him through like a massive, like just huge, like obedience school.
You want to put him through puppy class.
Yeah.
In a couple days.
Yes.
Give me a best of 3 Pokemon handling.
Hey. This dice has sucked. I'm using this one. I haven't rolled above a 10 on these dice.
That's not good.
Pokemon handling, best of 3.
Best of 3.
16.
Okay, we have 1 success.
Natural 20.
An extra success.
And a 17.
Wow. Okay. I was like, he's got to beat a 10 twice. No problem. You're like, Fang, let's do this, buddy. And at first he's super excited. And it's just like, yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What are we doing? What are we doing? And then you break out the treat pouch.
Yeah.
And
Learning
you
from
find
Nilo.
the secret to his heart is his stomach. And you're like, sit. And he goes, understood. Understood. How long? How long? And you're like, stay. And he's like bursting at the seams, but then you're just like, you do the thing where you bounce it on his nose. And he's like, I want it.
You actually did.
He's like, I want it. And then you're like, okay. And he snatches it. You go up on deck and you're doing the walk and he's running through. I'll say that takes the 3 days.
Okay.
You can do other stuff on those other days.
Okay, perfect.
But in the time that you spend with Fang, you bring him to heal quite literally.
Perfect.
You put in the time, you put in the effort. He's not gonna be flawless, but
Yeah.
he at least now knows what you mean.
Yeah.
He can do sit, stay, heal.
Okay.
All the things that I'm doing with my puppy right now because he doesn't listen to anybody but me.
We'll say this will happen at the end of like the days, but I'll kind of pull out that bone that Janusz gave me for like the heart obedience. And I'll kind of look at him and like, I don't need this right now. And I'll put it like right. I'll kind of put it like right back in. Like, but this is a fail safe though. Like as
you start misbehaving, I'm pheromones. Okay.
perfect.
Good stuff for Fang.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
That covers 3 days with Fang, but we're still on day 2.
I'm gonna walk over to the Blastoise.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like go, "Sup, big guy?" Not me.
Just pokes you in the chest, and you're like, ugh.
And I'll point over towards the corner, and I'll kind of point towards a sleepy Leviathan, and then cups up at the top. Just training.
There's this
Not the
little
severe-
crackle around the cannon.
Down for it?
Stands to full height,
Oh,
just
sweet baby Jesus.
towering over you. Cups and Leviathan are just kind of chilling. Leviathan's been just looking over the edge like, the deep ocean. I want to go there. And Cups is just kind of chilling, just entwined in the rigging and just like, just kind of oozing. And as the Blastoise stands up, they're both like, who's in trouble? Who did what? And they see it and he just goes, he pokes you in the chest again. Heads over to a clear spot on the deck.
All right, and I'll usher Cups to come down and Leviathan to like the heel.
Okay. Cups just goes and just lets go of the rigging and just falls to the deck and just
Time to show what you're made of, buddy.
oh no.
And I'll look at Leviathan and go, "This is some training you'd never thought that you'd get, huh? Let's do this."
Unlike where Cups is like, do I have to? Leviathan's like, I get an ally? Are you sure? Hideously overconfident, and yet Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
He
what
needs to believe he can win.
So, the goal of this is to tire, because this Blastoise is probably tenfold to what they can do. He's trying to essentially kind of take Janusz's like gym battle and kind of like replicate that, but on a smaller scale.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Let's do this.
let's roll for initiative. To make it fair, the Blastoise will not be using the lightning zap cannon on his back.
Yeah.
Seeing these two come down, there's an initial like just the crackling of electricity, and then he goes, just pounds his fists together, and that one big cannon folds back into the shell, and two smaller ones come out of his shoulders.
Neat trick. I'm gonna be over here. You two, good luck.
Yeah,
And D's
there
gonna
he
go
is.
off.
He's facing sideways so that it will shoot out to sea if you guys miss.
Oh, cool. Yeah. D will make sure
This
that.
Blastoise is like, after last time, I don't want to get in trouble again.
Yeah, D will make sure that ground rules are set to keep it off the ship if it's gonna get too intense.
Yeah.
But D will go. He's going to leave these two to go at it themselves.
Okay.
And D's gonna go to do his fork training,
Okay.
his dual wielding stuff.
You run your sets.
Yes, sir.
So D, while this is happening, roll an athletics check, and then we'll get into the.
We'll get into the sauce.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go.
With a 16, that brings it down to a 15.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after day one, where you're like trying to just learn the motion. It's difficult to start throwing something that's ordinarily pretty light and throwable with a heavy chain on the end.
Yeah.
And you were kind of undercompensating for it. You're like, why is this so hard? And then today you're like, and you're able to kind of stick it into a couple like sacks of corn or something, and just, and you're like, tape.
There's a bucket underneath to catch
Yeah,
it.
but it goes a lot better today.
Okay.
And you're starting to, the dice reflect the narrative. You're starting to get a handle on the motion of throwing the trident about 10 feet and then hauling it back to you. It still takes a good chunk of time to haul it back.
Yeah.
Mechanically, it's a bonus actions amount of time. It's about 2 seconds.
But to just kind of yank it back, you're just working on that.
Perfect.
But
That's pretty much where I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Just to see what this would be.
Leviathan, you are up first in this clash of titans, as it were.
Yeah, he's gonna go for a crunch, so wasting no time. Just
Good luck.
nope. 11.
11 misses. Leviathan, you're
much.
just and you just can't get purchased through the thick shell, and the Blastoise is just standing there staring at you, and you're like, all right, as soon as I get in there, I'll rip your legs off. You're done, brother. I'll tear you to pieces.
Perfect.
If you could ever get in.
Yeah.
Cups.
Cups. I'm assuming we're towards the front of the ship.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. He's going to kind of at like a weird angle. He's just gonna and he's gonna lock on.
Yeah.
So I gain a +3 to attack and damage rolls against a target within 30 feet. As long as I remain within 30 feet.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to not be within 30 feet now.
Correct.
So that's good. Okay. You lock on. The Blastoise. Oh, dear. The Blastoise.
Bring it on!
The Blastoise just looks at Huntail and just goes, huh, thunk, thunk, and just pulls all of his limbs into a shell and just sits, and you just see the whites of the eyes just behind the darkness of the shell. And he just looks like he's made of steel now.
No.
As he just tucks in, and you're like, hey, come back out. Hey. Leviathan is back to you.
Yeah, he's gonna try to find and kind of try to get his little pincies into there. He's gonna crunch.
Okay, I believe in you.
13.
All right.
Yeah.
With the newly kind of tucked away. As the arms kind of come in, the shell just folds over, leaving no weakness, but just like a slit for the eyes. And he's just... angry eyebrows kick in there, and Leviathan, you're like...
Come on.
Come on, Cups. You're locked on.
He is going to... Yeah, he's just gonna gunk shot.
Okay.
Modified 20.
Modified 20 hits barely. Woo! Come on, gunk shot.
+3, so that's 8 poison damage.
Gunk. All right, you launch some gunk out of your schnoz. Smacks right into the shell of the Blastoise. A little bit poison, a little bit of sizzle going on the outside.
Sizzle.
A little sizzle.
Okay.
A little sizzle and pop. Okay. As he is in his iron defense mode, arms shoot back out, rippling muscles upon display. He's gonna just punch in towards Leviathan. Leviathan does a 13 strike you.
Misses.
Okay. Cracking into the deck of the ship, but holding back just enough. Just looks over to you, Leviathan, and he's literally... It's like staring at a hot road in the desert. There's just pressure and heat emanating off him, and you're like, what are you?
No, I'm training. Never
And the
mind.
Blastoise is like, I've got this reckoning. All right, Leviathan.
All
This
right.
guy just missed you as you swim elegantly through the air out of the way.
Yeah, he's just gonna crunch him.
Come on.
Dude, 15?
15 hits.
Ugh. He's going to grapple him now because he needs to make a strength save.
Oh, okay. It's 23.
No.
He's a strong boy.
Oh,
Oh, that's good damage, though.
19 points of dark damage.
That's good damage. That's good damage. All right, Leviathan, now that he's out of the shell, you're like, haha, and you just bite onto his arm and just wrap around, and he just goes, tsh, and just rips the skin on the arm, just goes, no. You're like, I got him. I bit him. I taste the iron of his blood. Cups.
Yeah, still locked on.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do here, baby.
Because this is how it do.
Yeah, he's gonna gunk shot again.
Okay. Come on, buddy. Oh, that seems pretty good.
31.
Is that a crit for you? Do you crit on a 19? I don't think so.
I do not.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. When you crit, you just deal a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Gunk shot's good.
Yeah, it's a 31 points of damage, or 31 to
31
hit.
to hit.
6 points of poison.
6 points of poison. Beautiracious. Very good. Okay. The Blastoise showing a little signs of wear and tear. Not quite bloodied, but...
Do you would know that this is Lucy's Blastoise, correct? Mm-hmm. What's she doing in this moment? Just kind of like...
Kicked back, kind of hold one hand on the wheel, just kind of leaning. Just watching Blastoise. And it's just like, oh, he's holding back. Interesting.
Oh no.
As Leviathan, as you get ripped off the arm and thrown to the ground, Gunk just hits the Blastoise in the face, and he just... just jumps up towards you, Leviathan.
Nobody.
21 to hit.
Yeah.
And because
First time he's
of...
hit me, though.
And because of the Shell Smash, that is +2 additional DiMaggio, but it's a lowish roll for this, so it's only 11 points of damage. As he lands upon you, but you can see he's got like his back legs kind of hitting on the deck, so he doesn't fully just crush you, and also so he doesn't go clean through the ship.
Yeah.
Just and just sends a message as you're like, point to you, Blastoise. But it's your go, Leviathan. You're currently like partially under this Blastoise.
Yeah, he just kind of lights his tail with this, with just water and just kind of gives him like a little pimp slap to the face. He's gonna go for an aqua tail.
You dare!
Natural 20.
Yeah, that'll hit. Unsurprisingly, perhaps.
Oh, that was solid. If only this was a 6. So 6, 12, 13 double to 26 points of damage.
Ooh, baby. Okay. Good hits, good hits. Yeah, you slap Blastoise in the face. Oh, water resist water? Nah, screw it. I'm not doing that right now. You just clack him with the tail, and the Blastoise just goes. And those cannons start to just. And then it holds back. Cups.
Okay. Gunk shot. 27.
Yeah, that hits. Sometimes I forget that Cups is literally a sniper.
11
Doesn't miss.
11 points of poison damage.
Very good. 11 points of poison. Blastoise points the cannons down at Leviathan.
Let's go.
Rage gets the better of him, and one starts to kind of crackle, and then just shoots some lightning off into the sky. And Leviathan, you're like, I thought we were playing for fun. I didn't know. And the other one is just like primed and ready to go, and the Blastoise is like, Serenity now. Serenity now.
Rubbing his earlobes.
Serenity now. Serenity now. Leviathan.
Yeah, seeing as this Blastoise is distracted because anger, gonna go for a crunch.
Rude.
Nope.
you're like, I'm gonna bite you. The Blastoise goes, and it's got that like super dilated, jittery pupil, and you're like, okay, chill. I'll just wait a second.
Hey, yo, chill.
Cups.
All right, Cups.
But Cups won't. Cups is like,
Yeah, he's pop shotting him. Just from a distance, just hitting him with a gunk shot again. 17 to hit.
hits. So close to another 30.
I know. Ooh, 4 points of damage.
4. Okay. You crack him with another gunk shot, and the Blastoise just comes in towards Huntail, aka Leviathan.
Hit me.
He's really good at punching. It's a 23 to hit with a punch.
Yeah.
He's not so good at the shooting right now, but he's angry. Low roll. It's only another 6. As he comes in to punch you, Leviathan, and you kind of flinch, and then you open your eye, and he just goes, backhands you with the offhand, and you're like, fair, I deserve that.
All right.
As he seems to just be kind of enjoying a good spar.
Perfect.
He's showing a lot of wear and tear, but
Awesome.
he's having a good time with it.
All right.
Back to the top.
Yep. He's just gonna go for another crunch.
Okay.
That'll be modified 20.
Oh, yeah.
I need a strength save from him, but 4 points of dark damage.
4 points of dark and a strength save. Natural 1.
He's grappled.
Okay. You wrap around his arm, and he's like... But... Cups! you just bite on, and you're like...
All right. Yeah, gunk shot. 15.
15. Hits.
Ah!
It hits. You manage also not to hit Leviathan.
Max damage, so he is poisoned for
Ooh.
13 points of poison damage.
Okay.
That's what I was waiting for.
You hit him and he becomes poisoned. That's pretty good.
Go.
He's looking rough, but much like Crash, he hits a certain threshold. And suddenly a bunch of water on the deck begins to kind of just swirl around him.
Uh-oh.
As, yeah, he's going to throw Leviathan at Cups. But because he's grappled, I'm going to say you get to do crunch damage on the way out because you're going to, like, rip some skin off his arm as he goes. He crit.
Oh, that's a wrong one. 5 points dark.
5 points of dark. Okay. So yeah, he rips the skin off his arm and just throws Leviathan like a javelin. Just and he flies over. This is an improvised weapon coming in at Cups.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because of Leviathan's ability, Maul the Lamprey, if he is dealt damage while grappled, that user takes half that damage. Or the So would he receive half of this damage even though I'm not grappled?
Well, to make it easier for you, this is Blastoise saying he's done.
Oh, this is him saying he's done?
He's
Okay.
going to throw Leviathan over at Cups,
Okay.
and they both take 5 points of damage,
Okay.
doubled to 10.
Okay.
And then Blastoise just kind of like pounds the deck twice, and just brings the cannons back in.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, D will tell everybody to cool it.
yeah. As he's kind of he's got the like purple hue under his eyes from the poison, and he just walks over to Lucy, who just cracks a little vial of something and hands it to him, and he just goes, oh, boom, and just hands back the tiny little glass vial to her. He'll walk over to Leviathan and Cups and just be like,
Yeah, all head from Leviathan, and then
yeah,
Cups with the rock hand.
yeah. And then he's just gonna go kind of like waddle over to the side of the wall, sit down, and be like, huh.
Mewtwo's just gonna kind of sit in the corner like.
And he just goes. And you're like, oh, nope, I'm not even here. I'm not even here. I'm not here. It's fine.
Don't even worry. It's fine.
That's a good amount of damage to a Blastoise.
Ugh.
That's good. It's good.
Dude, my team's solid.
They are. They work well together.
Synchronicity, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of just run everybody through different things. Mutant, clearly I'm not gonna get anything from this, but Mute and Haka are gonna kind of just spar with each other just to keep their skills
Yeah. Staying
solidified. Star is going to just kind of provide medic for anybody who would need it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of play as a, Mama Goose. Fang's gonna.
Mama Goose.
I'll keep Fang near me
'Kay.
to just kind of solidify that obedience thing. The balloon will kind of keep up with his,
Yeah.
working with Honedge, of course. Cooper's gonna do Cooper things.
Yes. Cooper is gonna coop.
Yep. Powder Keg's gonna probably go through our rations faster than we should.
He's just sitting there with an entire like 50-pound sack of corn, just.
Yep.
And you're like, no.
Yes, sir. Leviathan Cups will kind of just, that'll be their thing. They're going to kind of take some rest and relaxation. Bane and Biohazard are going to kind of maintain stuff on the ship.
Very good. Okay. Day 2 and night 2 pass also without any excess issue. Nothing too crazy goes on. You awaken on day 3. The sort of mystical current that's been keeping the ship relatively stable is no longer behind you. Gone too far. But you do know you're getting close. Getting close to where you're headed.
Mm-hmm.
And as you awaken on day 3, you see Perseus Blackwater leaned up against the one of the sort of like porthole windows near where you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting close, aren't we? Can you feel it?
No.
Where we're headed. It's not gonna be good.
Anywhere I go is never good.
The sea has a certain power here.
What do you mean?
You'll see when we get there, but don't listen to it.
Sounds fun. Well, if I die, would say it's been a pleasure getting to know you, but we both know that's not true.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, eh?
It's not. Let's do this though. And I'll kind of write myself up and I'll prepare for a deep sea dive.
Okay.
He will take off the captain's coat.
Okay.
He'll hang it up in whatever. I'm assuming I'm staying in the same place as my dad in the captain's quarters.
Wherever you'd like to be.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
I'll hang it up. I'll kind of just have the black undershirt, tattoo ablazing. I'll take off the one cuff on my left hand that now Honedge has kind of like innately wrapped himself around.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know, can Honedge breathe underwater or doesn't require
Honedge
breath?
does not have to breathe.
Okay, so I'll take him with me then.
He is an eyeball that's in like a glass case, basically.
Okay.
So it can look all around and is totally fine.
Okay. Well, then I will take him with me. Then I will actually leave that cuff on. But I'll have him kind of take that cloth and wrap it around. That way he can't go anywhere. The trident. I'll take off the boots and I will put on some kind of those skin-tight like shorts that I'm assuming we probably have somewhere on deck.
Seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, some swimmer shorts. Take off the bandana, I don't want to lose that. And then I'll kind of just sit and wait until we arrive in what we can assume to be is the general zone or area that this thing would be in.
Yeah, as you step out onto the deck for the day, you see off in the distance, perfectly flat ocean. I mean, there's waves, but
yeah.
You see a flat horizon, and then way out in front of you, just this large, almost like a valley or a canyon, just stood up in the middle of the ocean. And all around it are the partially or mostly submerged hulls and masts of many a wrecked ship. As Percy you're out on the deck, standing next, probably by the wheel, as you just see Percy out at all the way up at the bow, just perfectly stationary, just staring dead ahead. For once not throwing jabs at you or anything, just...
We should have came out here
just
ages
watching.
ago. To finish preparations and kind of trying to psych myself up, I will grab what looks to be probably like a grenade belt, but no grenades are in it. It'll be his Pokeballs.
Okay.
And I will be bringing, just in case, I'll bring Haka, I'll bring Star, Doubloon, Leviathan Cups, and question.
Yeah.
When Fang has like his aqua,
Yes.
his water typing, can he breathe in water?
No.
No? Okay.
No, he is still a puppy.
No, okay. That's what I thought. I had to double check.
Yes. He could. I'll say he could probably swim, but he's gonna be like.
He's gonna be doggy paddling.
Yeah, quite literally.
Okay. I'm gonna bring just those 5 because nobody else can survive deep ocean.
Yeah. As you are kind of like reminiscent, trying to pick who's gonna be on your team. For this, I'll say because you're sort of occupied, go ahead and throw a perception check.
Okay.
Just while other things are going on.
Yeah. Fair fitting. 7.
7. Okay. You start to hear like these sort of howling of winds off in the distance ahead of you. You don't really think too much of it because you're like, okay, if there's a valley, wind would flow through it. It's gonna make. You're a logical person. You're not immediately like, that's ghosts for sure.
For sure.
You're like, no, it's wind currents through a valley, obviously. As you're kind of like deciding who your team's gonna be, you kind of look up and Perseus is just standing right over you. Plug your ears. Not with your fingers.
Oh.
Find something. I recommend the rest of your friends do the same. Unless you want to join.
I will bring everybody in.
Okay.
I will put everybody who is not on me into the PC.
Okay.
I'll tell Lucy and Dad to do the same.
Yeah. They start pulling out like a jar of wax and they just thunk,
okay.
plug their ears.
I'll follow suit because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're just like. Okay. As you plug your ears and everyone else does, you're deafened. For better and worse.
Yeah.
As you kind of stare out ahead, Percy just points towards the valley, and you see all those sunken ships. And you see a few dozen humanoid shapes just stood on this shallow strip of sand. Waving desperately to get your attention.
Do they look like actual people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They do look like people.
I'm gonna look at Percy and just point.
He just shakes a head.
Okay. Keep going.
And as you kind of coast along through. How close do you bring the Red Prince to Fulltest Quay? Basically, how far does D want to swim?
I would say, I mean, we have lifeboats, right? We have like a... You know what? He's gonna try to use some logic in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run down to the lower deck, grab some parchment.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on, and I'm gonna just write out to Percy, like, how far should I be out here? What do I need to look out for?
He just points to the side of the ship and down.
Side of ship and down, so just jump over?
He just keeps pointing and looking.
Okay.
And then just goes to, like, scruff you, but can't, and he's like...
Alright, and then I'll just... I'm gonna look to my dad. What's my dad doing?
Your dad's just looking at you. He's like...
And I'll just fall backwards.
Okay, your dad catches you by the shoulder as you're jumping over, and you look down as they've kind of brought it into a nice halt. There's reef, like 6 feet below the water, right where you're jumping. As you're about to be like, just dive back and crack your head, he manages to catch you and pull you back, and is like,
Huh.
As Percy's like,
Thank you. I'll lower myself down. I'll throw some rope over the side, tie it, and I'll lower myself down.
okay. As you lower yourself in, you can see Perseus is now just floating on the surface of the water. Points down. Make a perception check. You can do this. I believe in you.
I can hope so. 17.
17. As you look where Perseus is pointing, you see the massive silhouette, probably about 100 or so feet below the surface, of a sunken ship of the line. It is massive.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it in some visions, heard it described in some books. It's 137 feet long. It's got maybe 100 or so cannons. And the cannons are massive. And it just sits, all 3 masts perfectly intact. But it's resting on a shoal just above a near endless abyss beneath. But as you look down with Perseus kind of guiding your eye, you catch just the back of a sort of serpent-like tail swimming beneath. And you hear, just ever so faintly, a very ghostly wail from under the water.
I'm gonna look at Percy and be like, I'm gonna bring an extra jar of wax.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell my dad, be like,
Yeah, everybody on the deck is like, okay. They're like, this is your thing.
I'm gonna tell them, like, jar, wax, toss me like extra. I'll catch it and I'll kind of I'll attach it to the side of that belt.
Mm-hmm.
And then knowing that Percy can hear me, I go, I got your back if you got mine, and I just go. And then I take, and then the amulet will probably have some sort of
You
crackle.
go for like a minute.
Yeah.
'Cause you're like, low capacity.
Yeah, and then I'll just, and I'll put the trident in front of me, using it to kind of cut the water.
Break the one? Yeah.
To kind of help me swim.
Yeah. As you dive on down, he'll put his like ghostly hand on one hand on the trident, one on your shoulder. Hope that amulet works for you. And just dives you down. Yeah. As you're just kind of holding your dang breath as you're like swimming on down.
So, just for sake of brevity, would D know that the trident still has no
Yeah.
Supernatural properties. Okay.
The trident right
It
now
would be a
is
feeling, right?
very useful for you to kind of carve through the water. And as it is sort of meant for this sort of thing, if you were to break into a fight, it would work quite well.
100%. That's why I have
Yeah.
it.
As you're kind of swimming down, you catch another glimpse of just, this time, the head of a very large serpent. Seems to be sort of cream-colored. There's no visible scales on it, but it just kind of just careens over the side, the back of the torment. And there's these long red and like light blue to purple ribbons hanging off the side. And that sort of mournful tune heads towards you as Percy's just, don't listen to it. Don't listen.
Can I hear him talk in my head or no? Oh, I can?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As long as he's holding the trident and has a hand on your shoulder.
Okay.
Don't listen.
And
We're
I'll
here
just-
for a reason. And unless you want to stay down here, keep those ears plugged.
I'll just nod and I'll kind of I'll close my eyes and I'll kind of just have like the feeling of like I know Percy now in this moment has my back. Kind of use him to help guide me down as I kind of just ignore whatever this thing is.
Yeah. It's if you hadn't faced death as many times as you have, this would probably be terrifying.
Yeah.
It's probably 80 feet long. It is a massive, just serpent-like creature. Just singing. Give me an insight check.
All these dice have been butt cheeks.
Booty, booty, booty.
12.
Okay. From what little you can hear that's sort of piercing through, and the general vibe of this creature doesn't look menacing at all. It looks sad. As it's just kind of letting out this mournful cry. It seems to be mostly wrapped around the torment, and just kind of stares at you on approach. But it doesn't look like it's eager to drown you or rip you in half. It's unsettling to have a big old serpent just watch you swim.
Like, D would kind of relate this as to, like, ears keep plugged, this, death, like a siren-esque sort of being. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then quick question, just for my notes. What's the name of this K again?
This is Fulltest Quay.
Quay.
And D will also know you are on, like, the perimeter of Laris International Waters.
Ooh, fun.
So you're almost an international pirate. You're so close.
Let's go. So if I just go like an extra like 10 feet.
if you go a couple more miles, you'll be in international waters, and then you can commit tax fraud or whatever it is people do out there.
Yeah, something like that. Go to, Barbados and open up a bank account or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
whatever it is they do. But as you swim down towards the Torment's deck, the ship itself is in remarkably good condition. And it doesn't look as though it should have sank. It looks like it's just resting here. But with each kind of rock of the currents and movement of that large serpent, it sort of tilts back and forth on this like very precarious ledge that it's perched upon. And you see something at the helm. One long tentacled limb wrapped around the wheel, and the other wrapped around a cutlass.
Humanoid?
Ish. A large beak protrudes from the front of its face. One very human eye, and one very inhuman eye. As it seems to be partially rooted to the deck, with one boot and one mass of tentacles that just kind of hold it steady.
Look at Percy.
There's our man.
Does he have the crest on him that I can see from here?
Not that you can see, but you also don't really know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But
I don't know like the what the symbol would look like. Or
you know the symbol.
Okay.
But as far as like what the device is or what it would sort of look like,
oh, so
it's sort
not
of up
like
to debate.
It's not like a pin, like how it was described.
Hard to say.
Okay.
If he's got it, he's got all kinds of. He's
a
all kinds of
menagerie.
gross.
I'm gonna kind of seeing this guy. I'm gonna kind of do like a quick perimeter check scan to see if there's anything else down here.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
is there?
As you're kind of scanning over the ship, you see, I can get you an exact number. You see a little over 100 individuals,
Oh, balls.
sort of rooted to the ship in various states of repair and disrepair. Some more human-looking than others. A great many of them do appear to be some sort of aquatic life. You've seen enough barbaricles in your time now to know about half the crew consists of barbaricles. There is a Delmise lashed to the side where an anchor would be. And there's a massive turtle kind of just perched up on the bow with a spyglass sort of rooted in its flippers. And then there's probably 2 or 3 dozen to D about half your height otters with various like makeshift coral weapons just kind of perched there. All of these guys are going about their normal business. They look like this ship is in transit. The more human individuals just look like they have drowned and are just kind of like, but not floating up or down. They're just kind of stuck to the deck, but very clearly are not. They are no longer with the living.
Yeah. And the guy at the helm.
Yeah.
He sees me, right?
He's conscious. The eyes kind of look up to you. The human one regards you with familiarity of like, ah, yes, a human man. And the other one is like, something's moving. And just kind of zones in on you.
I'm gonna try something, and I'm gonna look at Percy, and I'm gonna try to ask him in my head, knowing that he's communicating with me that way. What are we looking for?
Him. This is your ship? Or so you say.
And then I go like this, if need be.
That's an option. But you'll also have to deal with him. Motioning to the rest of the crew.
And I just go, all?
Yeah. You're not a pirate lord. You have no claim. You'll have to take the ship. Marquis de Gaur famously hated pirates. He'll cut you down if you give him the chance.
Alright. I'm gonna... How many minutes has it been at this point?
Probably 3.
3 minutes? Okay. I'm gonna spend a little bit... I'm gonna kind of... Is there any sort of, like, way into the ship other than, like, on the deck?
Not necessarily unguarded.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, you've read about this ship. You see 56 cannons on each side, 4 to the bow, 8 to the stern as well. And each one does appear to be primed and ready to fire. As you're like, okay. But again, there's no sign of how or why this ship would be at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
The hull is perfectly intact.
I was gonna say it looks like perfectly fine.
It looks well kept. It doesn't look like it's rotting, or there's not even a particularly excess amount of non-sapient sea life stuck to the sides.
I'm gonna think to Percy. Well, let's see how good my people skills are.
Hopefully better than mine.
Find out. And I'll swim towards what I can presume to be the captain.
Okay. You swim towards the captain. As you get close to the ship, it seems to have its own sort of natural sense of gravity. And there's a threshold that you cross, where you go from swimming to standing. As you kind of alight upon the deck of the ship. You see the beak moving, but you've got wax in your ears.
Think to Percy. Am I safe to take the wax out now?
I don't hear it on here.
One ear.
Okay.
I'll pop the wax out of one.
Okay. What brings a deaf boy to my ship, huh? He does not move, he does not speak.
My apologies.
He speaks now.
Wax in my ear.
Gross.
little bit. I should learn how to clean them out better.
Perhaps. What brings you to me?
I've just, I've heard about the ship. I just wanted to see it for myself. Declan Blackwater. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Oh, Declan Blackwater. You have come to join my crew?
No.
You're welcome to stay as long as you like.
I'm looking for its aid, I guess, would be the best way.
Ha! My ship does not just help someone who swims on here. Introduces himself with the power of a dead name.
I look to Percy.
He's like, I mean, he's technically right.
In a way, yeah.
So you have come with a death wish, or you are just sightseeing? Perhaps I will feed you to the siren.
Prefer not. That would be great if you didn't. What can I do for you to assist me with what I need?
Ha! A boy comes to offer his help to a lord. I need nothing. I have everything I need.
Do you?
I do.
What is that?
I have a crew. I have a ship. I have the ocean at my beck and call.
Now standing in this place, does it still look like it's underwater, or is it like at the personification of like he's actually sailing the seas?
It looks underwater.
Uh-huh.
And there's just this sort of weird shimmering bubble when you hit the deck. From the outside, it just looks like a sunken ship with nobody really moving. You get in here and everybody's just kind of going about their day, maintaining ropes, checking sails, but a lot of them are just kind of sitting back, laughing at anything the captain says because that's their job.
To laugh at what the captain says?
Uh-huh. He's got hype men.
I mean, I don't see you sailing much these days anymore.
I have no reason to.
Why not? There's plenty of things out there.
I have seen literally everything. I have had a lot of time.
All right, well.
So what can you offer me? You have come this far to offer your services. What do you have? You have a fancy weapon. Perhaps you would like to give me that.
Yeah, that would never happen.
Ah, I have the same feeling about my ship.
I'm not looking to take your ship. I'm looking
Then
to...
why are you here?
Looking to hire you.
I am not for hire.
Why not?
I am not some common guard to be hired. I am the Marquis de Gaur. You have come to offer yourself in supplication, perhaps. You wish to serve?
To you? No.
Ha! The boy, he has a spine! Ha! Yeah, he does, Captain. Yeah, get him. What is it that you want?
I either want you or the ship, and I'm not leaving here without one or the other.
You shall have neither as long as I pretend to draw blood.
So you know you're at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. You think I chose to become half a squid?
I don't know, it works for you though.
Thank you.
No problem.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
So I assumed. Listen. The world as I know it is coming to an end.
How sad for you.
It is. And I do tend to like living.
It's overrated. Undeath is far better. I fear nothing.
That's good. I tend to fear quite a bit. But I can't anymore, so I'm here, whatever you need besides this fork. I'm willing to give.
Make a perception check. Not perception.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Make a speech check. Talk it out.
Oh, man. I mean, it's a lot better than what it used to be. 16.
16?
Yeah.
Well, I am in need of someone who will scrub the deck better than these useless louts. And he motions towards a bunch of the little dots that are like, do the best I can.
I gotta do what I gotta do. But I'm not gonna do anything until I have your guarantee that you'll come up and assist when I need it.
No. I do not answer anyone's call. If you want the ship, you'll have to take it for yourself. And I don't really like your odds.
I'm gonna look at Percy and just look at him, and I'll think, any ideas?
Might be time to cash in that favor.
Yeah, I'll how would D go about figuring out how to cash in this favor? And knowing that the necklace came from the Tide Collar,
Yep.
along with Wave, I'll
Yep.
kind of have both. I'll stick my fingers up through the prongs and kind of like hold it down while I grip the necklace.
Uh-huh.
I'm in a bit of a pickle. Any help or assistance at all would be mighty appreciated right now.
Okay. And let's see. What do you mean no results? This is good. Let's see if this is good.
Whale.
I pulled up a soundboard and I said whale noises. And it's just a guy that goes, whale. Okay, fine, I'll do it myself. As you call out to the ocean, there's this and this pulse just rocks through the side of the ship, piercing the bubble as the ship deck begins to flood, and you hear that mournful cry of the siren. But this time,
Oh.
it crosses over you and you feel this overwhelming sense of support as all of the crew on the Torment just rise and look to the side of the ship and just slowly start walking. As the Marquis is like, "Where are you all going? You have not been dismissed." As they're just... and they just... into the abyss.
I'm gonna look at him and go, so about that ship.
I still stand.
And I just throw the trident.
All right, let's roll initiative! Yeah, baby! Get it?
That's only a 9 from D.
Oh, no!
That's okay.
Okay. We've got D. We've got the Marquis. And he rolled pretty averagely. But
Pretty
I will say you do
averagely.
get a throw
Okay.
before we start. So you can go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Do I still get my normal bonuses with Wave?
Mhm.
Even though it's not like...
Yep.
all
It
the
just
way up
can't
there?
do anything.
Okay.
But it is still a magical fork.
That will be a... math, 24.
24?
Yeah.
24? Yeah, that hits. This is still... Aesthetics aside, it is still a normal man.
Yeah, that is 5 points of piercing damage.
5 points of piercing. Okay, as you puncture him right in the chest, Perseus just lets go of the side of the trident as the whole ship's starting to flood. He just kicks up against the side. Good luck, lad.
I'll just give him a wink and then I'll rip it back.
All right.
And then as the ship fills up, I'll...
Yeah. As the Marquis just takes that tentacled hand and just unwinds from the side of the wheel, draws a nasty looking skimtar and just leaps off the side of the ship and just kind of comes down with a flourish to stab out towards you.
Yep.
He gets that's plus 5, he gets a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
And he's gonna jab you for 6 points of slashing damage. As he kind of cuts you across the front of the stomach and a little bit of blood starts to pool out.
Okay.
Goes, not too late to give in, boy.
I'll give him a little smirk. And then yeah, this will take my action. Leviathan will come out.
Percy's gonna shout to you, no! It has to be you.
All right. And I'm just, I'll swim towards him and then I'll have
Tonnage?
tonnage in one
Okay.
and then the trident in the other.
Very good.
But
Which
I'll make
one?
sure
Which one's your off? Offhand.
It'll be Honedge.
Honedge? Okay.
Honedge will be my offhand.
Very good.
And then, yeah, I'll go forward with the trident and I'll just kind of jab into him.
Get him.
19.
Hits.
8 points of piercing.
Big. You stab him again, and this like black ichor liquid comes down, similar to sort of like decomposed blood that's just been floating underwater for a long time. I have never felt more alive in all of my undeath.
He just rolls his eyes, and then if you'd let me,
Yep.
with Honedge,
Offhand? Yep.
Offhand?
Yeah, there's a reason I asked.
Okay.
We'll use the partially traditional rules, so you just roll like a normal attack, and then it'll
Okay.
just do straight damage.
Okay. 19.
Okay, you bring the axe down as well and kind of carve into his shoulder.
Speaking of,
Some demies.
I will say it is a carve.
Yeah.
So it'll cause a bleed effect
Yeah, it will.
for 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage.
And each time the target takes the attack or dash action on its turn, it suffers a D4 bleed damage.
Well, he's going to take the attack action on his turn. He's going to slash out towards you for a filthy 20.
Yep.
He's going to take some heat for it.
Yep, he'll take 3.
3, okay. That's good. Some blood begins to pool out of his arm as he just kind of carves very elegantly up underneath the trident and the axe that you've kind of got like this. He just goes and just kind of slashes you from the knee like all the way up to the shoulder.
Ow.
For 4 more points of slashing damage as that sword just kind of carves up. Percy's gonna shout to you, "You can do this. You can do this, lad. Stay strong. Don't let him get to you."
What a nice guy. Yeah, I'm going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Trident first. 12.
12 misses.
Okay.
You sling the trident out, and he's able to just kind of catch it in his blade, and just kind of spins it back towards you. But you've got an axe.
Yeah, and then with that, I'm gonna kind of go for that one with another carve.
Believe in you.
15.
Hits.
Oh wait, this actually, the damage die goes up because of carve. This becomes a D6 now. I believe that's how it works, right?
I don't know.
It suffers a D4 bleed damage on each time you carve a bleeding target. Increment the damage dice of the first effect up to D12.
Okay, so yeah, it goes to a
Okay.
D6. That's good.
5 points of slashing.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, you carve him again, even deeper this time, and it's just... And that long kind of limp tentacle, he just rips off to the side as blood just continues to pool. And another one just kind of folds up to take the spot, and there's just a stump where the other one was. He's going to swing at you again.
Okay,
Because
he'll
it's
take
sort of what he does.
2 points of bleed.
2 points of bleed. Okay. And then he's got a 19 to get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Take another 5 points of slashing. As he carves up the side of you again. This
some
time
reason-
hitting you like straight up the arm.
For some reason my HP isn't dropping with the thing, but it's all good.
That's alright.
Okay.
But that's him. He just kind of stabs up the side of you and goes, "Ha! You've got some fight in you after all."
I'm gonna throw a wave straight towards his mouth as he's talking.
Yeah, get him in the beak.
25.
Get him in the nasty beak. Yeah, get him.
4 points of piercing.
That hits? Oh, yeah, then no,
So
that's good.
25
yeah.
and then 4 points, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
And then, yeah, I'm gonna carve him again.
Come on.
Nope.
Oh, okay. This time as you're bringing the axe over to just like take his head off, he just wraps his tentacle hand around it and just flings you back down and swings again. Another 19. He's rolling really well.
I need him to not.
Yeah. You take another 6 points of slashing.
Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah.
How are you looking, by the way? To see if he wants to taunt or stay focused.
I'm looking hurt. Like, over half.
Over half?
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, "You can still serve. We need someone to clean the latrines."
I'm gonna carve first. Oh wait, he didn't take
Now you get to make him bleed.
1 point.
1 point. It's about sending a message.
With that one, with Honedge, I'm gonna carve that one that he's like pointing out towards me. So I'll go for the carve attack first.
Come on.
21.
Hits.
So now it goes up to a D8.
Yeah, it does.
7 points of slashing.
Yeah, baby.
And then just straight through the sternum with wave.
Okay. Come on, buddy.
17.
Yes.
7 points of piercing.
Okay, he is showing some wear and tear. As you're just doing as much as you can to this guy. For someone who doesn't feel any pain, he looks frustrated.
Yeah.
He's like, this child from the land, how dare you come down here? It's an 18 to hit?
Yeah.
He's a +5. It's a +5.
You're just rolling hot.
The lowest I've rolled is a 13. I feel so bad. It's another 5 points.
Okay.
Slices up the side of you again, and you just feel blood pouring out of your limbs.
Okay.
As Percy just shouts out to you, finish him, lad.
Yeah, both like at the same
Dig
time.
deep.
Both at the same time, he's just gonna come at him.
Okay, come on. Believe me.
Oh, wait. Takes 4 points of damage
Yeah.
because of the carve. So, wave first. 10.
10 misses.
And then he'll
Come on,
carve.
buddy.
He'll carve with a natural 18.
Natural 18.
So this comes up to a D10 now.
Yeah, it does. Oh, buddy.
3 points of slashing.
Okay, 3 points of slashing. He's looking real bad.
Yeah, so am I.
As he swings... Wait for the last time, we'll find out. Depends how much bleed damage he takes. It's another dirty 20. This die is insane right now.
Takes 1.
1? Okay.
Yeah.
He's still up. As he carves out towards you, take 4.
I'm still good.
Okay. Take another 4 points as this big blade just kind of slashes up you again.
Okay.
You're both just bleeding immensely from your wounds. Percy's gonna look at you. Are you a Blackwater or not?
With him saying that, I'll even let some air out, and I'll just scream yes as I throw wave just towards him.
Come on. Come on, baby.
baby. 26 to hit.
Hits.
3 points of piercing.
3 points of piercing.
Oh, he did take an attack at me.
Uh-huh.
So he takes 9 points of carve.
Okay.
And then I'll come at him with carve again. 19 to hit.
Hits.
This now goes up to a D12.
Come on.
This is his max.
Come on.
7 points of carve damage.
I didn't want to do this.
As I'll throw wave, pierce him straight into the chest, and I'll use the chain and pull him towards me. And then I'll kind of grab at the back of, like, whatever mass is kind of like at the back of his head. And I go, I'll let out water, even a little bit more. I go,
yeah.
Mine. And I'll just stick Hana just straight into the skull.
As the head kind of folds back together, as Hana is just like pulls itself out. Much as it pains me to do so, the honor of captaining the torment now falls to you. Stabs the blade into the deck of the ship, reaches into his chest cavity and pulls out a silver brooch. It has been a good run. As he hands out the brooch to you.
With some leftover cloth that I have.
Yeah.
I'll kind of wrap it in there, and I'll just tie it off, and I'll tie it to my belt.
He kneels before you. Make it quick. And holds his neck perfectly straight up.
I'll take wave, and I'm gonna point it at his chest, and I'll lift his chin up. I could use you.
I don't think you understand how this works.
Would I know that I actually have to kill him?
He certainly seems to be implying that. He goes, take the blade. And my head.
I'm gonna kind of like look at Wave and look at Percy.
Well done, lad. Well done.
Is this what you want? I'm looking for a change of pace, and I could use somebody like you.
I know what I took this duty knowing one day I would be bested. I just sort of hoped it wouldn't be some scrawny kid from the surface. But you did well. Take what's yours.
Yeah, D will take a kind of like a deep breath, even though he can't breathe. But he'll go, "You fought well.
As did you.
It'll be in good hands." And just with now seeing like everything kind of unfold, he'll do it with some like reluctance, but knowing that like this is what he wants, this is what he signed up for. And I'll push, unfortunately.
Okay. You jab into him. He just looks up as you stab him. He's like, "You have to take the head off." Okay. As the head lops off, there's a pulse over the ship as the water kind of is forced back outside of that bubble. You no longer hear the mournful cry of the siren as all 117 members of the crew swim their way back on deck. Captain! 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 He has not taken the vow! Captain! Captain, you must take the vow of the ship, and you must sail the ship. You must do it. You've killed our captain, you have to do it now. As the Marquis de Gaur's corpse rises up, but substantially smaller in stature, and he just moves to join the ranks of the crew. You now have 108 crew on the Torment.
108?
118.
118,
rather.
damn.
118 people on the Torment. It was 117, but it no longer has a captain for the moment, unless, as D knows, it's a bad idea to attune to the Torment unless you want to stay attuned to the Torment literally forever.
He's not gonna attune, and he'll kind of just sit there and look over, and I'll look back at Percy and go, "Fuck."
You did good.
Thank you.
You did good. And he'll kind of take you by the back of the head. Maybe now you understand why I said what I said.
I get it.
You want to be a Blackwater, you gotta earn it. And a Blackwater needs a ship.
Yeah.
But maybe not this one.
No, mine's up there.
That it is.
All right.
Let's get you back to the surface before these idiots think that you're gonna take the ship.
Yeah, let's go. And I'll walk towards the edge. And I'll kind of just
wave. Wave as you have fought with honor, with wave in your hands. All three prongs of the trident alight. The middle sort of central spire is a bright sort of luminescent green, and the two on the side are like a deep navy blue.
Ooh.
And they let out this pulse throughout the ocean. I'll get you the stats for Awakened Wave later.
Let's go!
As Wave's test for you was win an honorable single combat. And you did! You did it!
Barely.
Uh-huh. But you did it! You did 70 damage to the Marquis de Gaur. Actually, you did more than that, but he had 70 hit points.
See, I wouldn't have taken almost any of those hits if I had my captain's coat.
Yep.
Because I could have put on the Delmi shield.
Uh-huh. But you did it with honor. You did it with honor. I wrote a lot of requirements. I'm like, this is not going to be easy to do, but if he does it, it'll be great.
Yeah.
But as you have Wave in your hand and you leap towards the ocean, it sort of kind of like drifts down to catch you and then propels you back up towards the ship. As you head up towards the Red Prince, you now have a pretty substantial swim speed. You're like Aquaman right now.
Let's go.
You're just as you leap up. The one thing I will let you know is your strength score increases. You get some muscles. I'll let you know by how much off screen. We'll handle all the techie stuff later. But as you propel yourself back up towards the Red Prince and sort of land on the deck, very like quite triumphant, most bodacious.
Dude.
Perseus is no longer beside you.
I'm actually gonna look around for him.
Give me a perception check.
16.
You catch no glimpse of Perseus. You're like, where'd he go? You see your dad kind of at the helm. Quite an entrance, D.
Yep.
Everything go well down there?
One more ship to add to the fleet.
You look terrible.
Feel just as bad.
As Lucy kind of walks over, just starts like unwrapping some bandages. Is like, sit down.
Yeah, I'll just kind of sit and like, I'll just a barrel and
Yeah.
just like, oh.
She's gonna hand you one of the bottles of whiskey and holds another one in the other hand, and then hand you a stick. Take a swig.
Yeah, just zero hesitation now at this point. It's like, this is his life.
Bite down. And she's gonna pour some of that whiskey
Yup.
just straight over those wounds as you're like, "Ah!" As you kind of let out that guttural roar, there's a reemergence of the torment. As at the helm is Perseus Blackwater.
Let's go!
Welcome to the family.
Thank you, sir.
I'll keep an eye on these louts.
Perfect.
Dead ruling the dead and all that.
Seems fitting.
If you need the ship, someone's gonna need that. But I'll make sure nothing happens.
Until then, it's in great hands.
As is the prince.
He's like, inside, but he's like,
Yeah. You've earned our name. And I'm proud of you for that. Now don't mess it up.
don't intend to. You only want to make that mistake once.
Take care of yourself, boy.
I will.
And I'll see you when the time comes.
That you will.
Right then, you sods, let's ride! And he lets the wheel spin. Everyone else just sees a ship come up with a bunch of like dead guys collapsed on the deck. And it just sails off with no crew, and they're all like, huh? But you see Perseus and a crew of 118 souls, one of which a very well-dressed and very upset man with a recently reattached head. As he's like, swapping the decks.
There you go. All right. Back to port.
Take us home.
You got it.
As you're like, no.
Yeah.
Just turn.
Yeah.
D, newly awakened Wave is very acutely aware of where the water source stones are.
Mm.
And as you're kind of sailing back, you take most of that first afternoon to just kind of heal.
Yeah.
Your dad's like, take the wheel, and then it's like, oh, take a nap.
What I'll
Sleep it
do
off.
is I'm gonna get us at least out of the Quay,
Yeah.
like the place where we're docked, and then I'll kind of just steer it out as if we were heading back. But then I'll just make it I'll let it coast.
Yeah. After a good amount of time with Wave in your hands, you're like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to steer. If you hold Wave in a direction, it will control water.
Ooh.
As long as you are on a ship.
Nice.
It will help you steer and kind of cut some time down. But the rest of that day is pretty calm and quiet, as everything kind of knows not to mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
And there is still a very large sort of serpent just loosely following your ship, but not singing. Just following behind you.
Still as big as.
Oh, yeah.
80 feet, you said?
Oh,
right?
yeah. Real
Okay.
big fish. Make a history check. You've read a book about monsters.
Yeah. I have the book with me. Would that be with advantage?
Sure.
Okay.
If you want to look in your book.
Thank
Oh,
God.
no!
Thank God. Modified 20.
Okay, I will probably butcher the pronunciation, but what else is new? The Okekani o na pualikoa. the Siren of the Shoals. It's rumored to be drawn to, I should say, because this is what the book would say. It is rumored to be drawn to valiant ship captains who fight honorably, and it is very well documented to drown those who are dishonorable.
As he's like, oh boy.
You're like, okay. And the Siren's like, yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great for now. But it's just swimming behind you, very loosely, for most of that first day, and then it just dives down back into the depths. Because you're like, okay, thank you. Oh my god.
Would that be that's not the monster like that's Percy would be talking about, correct? D would put it together that it's something completely different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where everything Percy has told you about Undertow is that he would just eat you, or drown you, or kill you, or make a deal. This thing is where the myth of sirens comes from. That sort of mournful song that lures sailors to their deaths.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay.
But as we sail back, eventually the landmass that is the Laris region does come back into view. And as you're at the helm of the Red Prince, and you're sort of acutely aware, roughly like straight ahead of you, based on where you're coming in, there are 2 water stones. One, which you would know would be attached to a Feraligator, the other one to crash. Mm-hmm. And the Feraligator one is almost like blinding in the sense of this sort of magnetic deal, so to speak. And as you're coasting back towards shore, even from here, there is an explosion that you can see over the Sierras of a bluish mist, and Crash's signal dips. And that explosion ripples through the ocean and causes an enormous wave to just ripple away from the Laris region. I need the Red Prince to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
As you hold wave out and prepare the ship to hit.
Just roll a d20. You'll do the bonus.
Roll a d20.
13 on the die.
13 on the die. As you, with all of your might, you just plant wave down on the deck. You see Lucy turn back towards you as the Blastoise even prepares a large cannon shot and launches it out, and it's just embedded into the wave, and it just keeps coming. There's just a wall of water headed towards you. And with all your might, you try to force the Red Prince up.
Oh, God.
As you suddenly see that wave is not only much larger than it seemed, but it is moving impossibly fast. A lot of energy just got released as it's launching towards you. The prince is kind of doing one of these.
Oh,
it's sort of
sweet
backwards.
Baby Jesus.
And you see that siren kind of wrap around the bottom of the prince and form a bubble over you with the help of wave and carve through the front of that wave. Oh. As you dive down the other side, you can see there is a divot in these Sierras. And that wave that almost hit the Red Prince was caused by the upper cap of part of that mountain range landing in the ocean.
Oh, God.
And you can now see, for better and worse, about a 600-foot-long rocky shoal. The Laris region has a new small island. But you can no longer sense Crash.
Oh, that's
and
not
you just
good.
see that same blue smoke pooling almost in like a just massive mushroom cloud, sort of disseminating over the region.
Big blue one's still there though, right?
Big blue one's still there.
Does that change at all in like pressure wise? Like if it got, because since Crash died out, does that one get a little bit bigger?
No. It stays the same.
Oh no.
And as the ship kind of skirts around the newly formed rock island, as you pull into port at Port Thalo, That's where I'm gonna leave you.
You son of a.
With D now the temporary captain of the Torment, and the Red Prince and her crew barely surviving a wave of impossible speed and size, the fate of Crash and the region as a whole hang in the air of uncertainty. If you enjoyed this episode of Boarding Party, please consider leaving a like on the video to show your support. If you'd like to see more of the Tots and stay up to date on the Laris region, why not subscribe to the channel? If you'd like to help us out in other ways, you can follow the links in this video's description box to our Patreon. From there, you can join the discussions in our Discord server, or check out the post show, Still Rolling, get a recap of every session with myself and the crew. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about D's duel with the Marquis, and your theories about what may have happened on the far side of the Sierras. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next week as Monty tackles the Port Thalo gym and Milo communes with the Ancients.